and we are very fortunate to have Nancy Wright as our next speaker. Nancy?
Thank you very much and welcome everybody. Good morning. I'm just so happy to see everybody here. Um, Hopefully we can get in our seats from the break. And we've got lunch right around the corner. Okay, it was just a few weeks ago. I was going with the nautical theme we got going on here. Don't know if you noticed our little boats and our little compasses. I found out that feeling blue is actually a nautical term. And that comes from when shipmates died on their boat. They usually flew a blue flag or they painted a blue band across the hull. And I got to thinking about that and I thought, that's really appropriate for our state. Because you heard from Dr. Ha, we are in the top 5 when it comes to deaths in the nation. And that's significant. And we've been there a long time. And more cancers, that's what incidence is, are occurring in our state than they are in the nation. And we do have a higher death rate and occurrence in the Black women in our state. Also, HPV vaccination is lower in our state than in the nation. And then finally, when we do diagnose cancers, most of them are late stage cancers. Over 50% of the cancers we find are late stage cancers. Um, when Dr. Hush showed you our 3 pillars is what we call them, screening vaccination and then screening and then follow-up. One statistic that has stuck with me is that 40% of the women that have an HPV pap test result that is abnormal do not go back to the doctor. 40%. That's why our mortality rate is so high, that even when they do get screened, a lot of these women aren't comfortable going back or don't understand why it's important to go back. So that's an area, that's why that 3rd pillar is there. We can do the vaccination, we can do the screening, but like Dr. Huss said, we have to hit that 3rd piece. We've got to make sure they understand how important it is to go back and get that treated. So the 3 pillars: vaccination, screening, follow-up. If you have any questions about any of those, please do not hesitate to ask any of us in the blue shirts because we will definitely help clarify. So why are we feeling blue? We just went over a lot of what Dr. Huss said. That was a quick summary. Where are we right now? I think you've already heard this in a couple of places, but it's still true. We're not only the first state, we remain the only state in the United States that has announced a statewide effort to eliminate cervical cancer as a public health problem. We are working with other states and we're telling them they can have whatever materials, they can have the logo. We'll help them in any way we can because we want to see the United States become the lead and eliminate cervical cancer. So the effort that was underway, what Operation Wipeout is, came from a rural primary care physician summit, the statewide effort that we held in October 2022. Everyone has been working in cervical cancer in various different fields for a very long time. We've got folks working in vaccination, we've got folks working in screening, and we've got folks working in follow-up. What Operation Wipeout is trying to do is to bring all those individual efforts together under one umbrella and one message that we can take to every woman in our state so that they know we can wipe out cervical cancer in Alabama. Most women don't know that. They don't know that it's possible to eliminate cervical cancer. And they need to know that. And they need to know what those 3 pillars are. So following that physician summit in October 2022, we created that action plan, which Dr. Harris announced and made that a statewide effort in May of 23. Since then, we've worked with, Ashley was an Australian group and several groups, and we've got a documentary that's called, it's an international documentary called Conquering Cancer, and it features Alabama's efforts as well as a couple of other states. From that, we actually turned it into an Alabama documentary, which you'll find on our website, which really just shares the story of Alabama and I hope inspires others to be part of Operation Wipeout. We have been able to, since that time, bring together a lot of resources. And later, if it works, I'll show you some of those resources on our website. And all of those are free to use. You're free to take them, tailor them, add your logo, whatever it takes to be able to get the word out in your community. Again, that's the name of our website, operationwipeout.org. In December of 24, we released some partner agreements. So those of you that would like to become an official partner and get your logos out there and maybe use our logo, we'll give it to you. We now have agreements that can give you an idea of what Wipeout is. And then finally, we're here today to do our second summit and really move forward when it comes to eliminating cervical cancer. So here are our official partners that have signed those partners agreements so far. These are our crew members, and I want to yell all aboard, especially for new guys that want to become part of our crew. So one of those is what we call the ABC program. This is a program with the Public Health Department that provides free cervical and breast cancer screening to uninsured women and who are at or above 250% of the poverty level. I want to say that because Dr. Ha mentioned our women who are uninsured face a large portion of this burden. And we do have a program that we can connect these women to that will pay for that screening, pay for that follow-up diagnostic testing like a colposcopy, and even get them on Medicaid for treatment. So we do have avenues for those uninsured. Keep in mind, though, there's a lot of women with insurance that aren't getting screened and don't realize it's possible to eliminate cervical cancer. So with ABC, I was going to get folks to stand up. We've got Amy Eichner and Dana Pageant, and we also have Hazel Cunningham. If you guys will stand up and then you can sit down. These are coordinators that work out in the field. We've got the statewide cancer registry that made those maps and help us get data out there so that we know we can monitor whether or not we're making a difference. And a representative from there is Dana Huffman. If Dana will stand up, there she is, Dana Huffman. We've got folks from the American Cancer Society who are always our partners and always helping us make a difference. And that's Lori Blanton, Jennifer Myrick, Amy Ellis, and I see Angela back there as well. Cahaba Medical Care, I saw Patricia Cade in here. She's doing a lot of work in Wilcox County. She's adopted Operation Wipeout. Anybody from the Chambers County School District, that school district has really made strides, those high school students, in encouraging the parents and the kids in the school to get vaccination. So they're a huge partner. The Cancer Control Coalition, where we invite stakeholders to help us make a difference. Lakita Hawes is here representing that coalition. She's probably maybe outside of the room. And then we've got Huntsville Hospital. I think Vivian Shad is here. There you are. Hi, Vivian. Vivian has really taken on Operation Wipeout in Huntsville, and I've been up there a couple times. They've had some events. They're really making an impact. In public health, we've got immunization, and that's Denise. Denise is in the back. Denise has helped us get billboards out there. I don't know if any of you have seen them, but it mentions Wipeout as an HPV vaccination as part of the effort. So Denise helped us to do that. The Laurel Crandall Brown Foundation is a partner. I know James Crandall is here, and then Betsy Fettner. So they're in the room if anybody would like to meet with them. The Comp Cancer Program, we got lots of folks. We got Dr. Barry Sleckman. I believe he was here, as well as Rochelle and Sylvia and Tara Bowman and Kathy Levy. I've seen several of you already. So if you guys will stand up real quick. UAB's represented. There's Sylvia. There we go. Quality of life, we've got Mary Burgess Parker. I don't think she was able to come, but Quality of Life has really been doing a lot again in Chambers County. We've got lots of Rotary Club members of Birmingham. I may miss some, but you've seen Bruce Rogers, Laura Blaylock, June Clark, and then other members of the Rotary Club. And I think, Lafayette was asked to stand later, so you don't have to stand again, but Lafayette's over there as well. We also have St. Jude Children's Hospital here. They run the HPV Southeastern Roundtable, and they've been an incredible partner. We've got Julia Brown and Portia Knowlton. They have really been instrumental in taking our materials and just sharing it with other states so that maybe they can do a plan as well. Together for Health, we've got Heather Adams. She was one of the founding partners and has always been involved in what we're doing. Tuskegee University. We've got Dr. Abdullah and Mary Brooks. I saw you come in. There you go. The UAB Department of OBGYN, you met Dr. Ha. Of course, you know Isabel. There's a Dr. Tally Sissons, Sarah Richardson, Bethany Tidwell, Norma, Nicole Howard, and John Steen. So we got a big group from UAB. UAB Russell Medical Cancer Center is working with us to make an impact, and that's George Miranda. And then great partners at the USA Mitchell Cancer Institute work so closely with Dr. Pierce and enjoy that, and I believe Dr. Casey Daniels as well. So you guys will raise your hands. And then finally, we've got Backs to Start Cancer. Probably most of you know Barbara Schuler. She's pretty amazing, and she is with Mary Elizabeth Carlton and Dr. Ann Lynn Langlow. So thank you, and we hope that we have many more at the end of this day. Okay, so what are we doing? Right now in Operation Wipeout, we are doing our best to engage professional organizations. So we are hosting regional meetings across the state. We've got, I think, 13 planned, and we've done about maybe 9 or 10 of them where we're meeting physicians where they're at and encouraging them to adopt increased screening, increased vaccination, and then appropriate follow up. We've had the opportunity to present at the Academy of Family Practitioners, Academy of Pediatrics, the uh, College of OBGYNs in our state as well as in the district. And then I'm also working to put some information in the MASA and AAFP magazines so that everyone that gets those magazines has an opportunity to be reminded about Operation Wipeout. We're also engaging educational systems. So you've heard a lot about Chambers County High School, Tuskegee University. We're working with the UAB Peer Wellness Ambassadors and UAB Student Health, Birmingham City Schools. And I think we can do a lot more in our other communities to really reach out to those school systems. Let's see. We are engaging public health, and we are engaging a lot of the FQHCs, as many as we can, Cahaba Medical Care in Wilcox County, and then Quality of Life Health Care Services. I mentioned the Cancer Control Coalition, and then at ADPH, I've already mentioned Denise and immunization, and then the Cancer Registry with data. We're really trying to engage communities, and that's part, I hope, where you guys can come in and help us. And we've developed these role action sheets. They're in all of your packets. And the idea here is what you will hear over and over again. Everyone has a role in their community to make sure women know we can wipe out cervical cancer. Everyone, whether that's at work, whether that's at home or church, everyone has a role. And so we have 13 or 14 of these. I'm a business owner. What can I do to wipe out cervical cancer? I'm a dentist. I'm a cancer survivor. I'm a retiree. I'm a firefighter. I'm a teacher. I am, you name it. Whatever role that you have in your community, your neighbor, you can make a difference by making sure they know there's 3 steps to eliminating cervical cancer. We've also engaged the media. This come and goes. We don't usually get to, in our normal jobs, get a lot of attention from the media, but Operation Wipeout really is catching the attention across the state. The most exciting one here is the one from the Wall Street Journal. And the title is fantastic. Cervical cancer can be eliminated. Alabama is leading the way. The article itself was okay, but I was very excited to see the headline. We are engaging the nation. Texas has reached out and we've been able to help them. Louisiana, Florida, Tennessee, and there's several other states where we've been able to either go present or we've gotten on webinars or calls to help them use our materials and adopt it so that they can also have an action plan. The nation, we've also been able to, we were invited to the Cervical Cancer Forum. We're part of the Southeast HPV Roundtable with St. Jude, part of the National HPV Roundtable, part of the Cervical Cancer Roundtable. We, Isabel has been able to work with the Rotary International Assembly as well as the Rotary International Convention. And I even had the opportunity to go to the International HPV Conference recently, where we had a lot of other nations that had a lot of questions and wanted to adopt some of what we were doing. So Alabama is our priority, but it's exciting that we really are leading the way in the nation and in the world. This is our Operation Wipeout website. And then there's a list of all of our partners. And we're happy to add everybody. And then everybody can use our logo too. If you'll go under Get Involved. And if you'll just scroll down with the resources, just to give you an idea, we've got slide decks. Keep going. We've got some brochures that are English and Spanish. We've got, keep going. We've got other flyers. We've got stuff from the immunization department. We have data. We have a book that ADPH published that really gives you a foundation for what's going on with cervical cancer. We've got the action plan. We've got the documentary. We've got some survivor stories. And we've even got several times Dr. Pugh has been mentioned that we have a nurse practitioner program at ADPH where we're certifying nurse practitioners to be able to do that follow-up, that next step, those colposcopies. And together with a lot of the nurse practitioners in the room, raise your hand. I know we got several of you. Just these few hands, guys. 864 colposcopies across the state. So they really are reaching out into our communities and making sure that they get the follow-up that is needed. So please go to operationwipeout.org. There's emails if you want to reach us. It goes to Isabel and I, and we're happy to plug you in and make sure you get everything that you need to work in your communities. All right. Thank you. So I think I had one more. Okay, so come sail away with us. Um, we hope you want to become a partner with Wipeout. We want you to know everybody has a role in eliminating cervical cancer. We hope you'll join us in helping to reach everybody with a consistent, simple message in the same language. I don't want you to replace whatever it is that you're doing in your communities to make a difference in cervical cancer. We just want to add that message that women can understand so that we're all saying the same thing. 3 steps to eliminating cervical cancer. Let's do Operation Wipeout. Leverage that name recognition. Use Wipeout in your grant applications. Right now, a lot of the federal government is really aware of Wipeout. Maybe that can help bring more funds to our state. Don't hesitate to do that. Add the logo, add the websites, get with us. Whatever you can think of or willing to do, because we're definitely in this together. Thank you.